Now that we've made it so that our user can follow and unfollow other users, we're going to give the user the option to pull to refresh. So drag down the table and then see the user details update right in front of them. It's a great feature for apps like this, and it's actually pretty easy to implement. So let's see how we do it. At the moment, we've got our code for updating the table in the viewDidLoad method. So the first thing we're going to need to do is move that into a method of its own. So maybe refresh. And then, of course, we can just call it from viewDidLoad to make it happen when the app is loaded. But then we need to set up a UI refresh control. So we'll call this refresher. And this is going to be a UI refresh control. And it will be a non-optional one. So we must give it a value before we actually use it. But that's okay, because we're going to give it a value right here. So we'll start by creating it as a UI refresh control. And then we'll just set various attributes for it. So first off, we'll set the attributed title. And that's going to be an attributed string from a string, which is just going to read pull to refresh. So that's the text that will appear on the pull to refresh process. Then we take our refresher and add a target. So this is a method that we're going to call when pull to refresh is activated. And that, of course, is within the view controller, and it's refresh. So that's the method we've just created. And it's for when UI control events have changed. So it's essentially when the pull to refresh is pulled down, or when the table is pulled down. And then we add that to our table view. So it's just table view dot add subview refresher. There we go. We do need to use the new syntax for our action there. So it's a selector and user table view controller dot refresh. That will call the refresh method. And then all that remains is when we're done, which is down here, we need to cancel the refresh. And we can do that using self.refresher.end refreshing. Simple as that. So this code adds the refresher to our table, and it connects the refresh method to that refresher. So essentially when the user pulls down on the table, it will activate the refresh method. And then when the work is done, it will stop refreshing. So let's see that happening. Here we go. So now we pull down on the table. You can see the pull to refresh there. And then when it's done, it stops refreshing. So simple as that. A nice extra feature to have and really quite easy to implement. So we're now pretty close. We've got two major jobs we have to complete. The first, which we'll do in the next video, is allow users to post their images. And then the final thing to do is, of course, to allow users to view other users' feeds. So let's get to it. We'll start by allowing users to upload photos in the next video.